Well, welcome to the 10th talk, or summary, I should say, 60-second summary. And this one's to do with the ancient Rome, or the Roman Empire. And in this period, we find the birth of Christ and the death of Christ as well, and the beginning of the church. And as I explained in my previous talk, the Roman Empire is also part of fulfilled prophecy. The early church was heavily persecuted until Constantine in 313 AD revoked the persecution of Christians and allowed them to be able to worship freely, and eventually Christianity became the state religion of Rome. During this period of Constantine's, as it were, legalizing Christianity in 325, there was the Council of Nicaea, where the Nicene Creed was formulated. It was a real opportunity for the church to get together and decide what was it that they really believed about Jesus. Likewise, the canon of scripture was authorized, I believe, in the Council of Constantinople around about 390 AD. And in that, of course, there was this chance to, again, for the church to agree what was the books that they were going to say were definitively authorized by God. But these books had already been used. It was in one sense, a rubber stamping event. And so I think we have here a very good example of how God has worked using very weak things. As I say, the church was weak, really. It had no defense in terms of the Roman Empire. It was tolerated by the Roman Empire. It was in fact persecuted by the Roman Empire, and yet it grew from a few disciples to what was estimated to be 35 million believers by the time Constantine came onto the throne. In my other talk, which is the longer one, I'll talk a little bit about the dating of creation and whether, in fact, the 4,000th year should have been the birth of Christ or, in fact, the death of Christ. And I think it should be the death of Christ. But that's another topic. So thank you for listening.